You know, when you're trying to find that one important email and suddenly you're searching through Gmail, spreadsheets, sticky notes, WhatsApp messages, and even some screenshots, trying to remember, did I actually follow up with that person? And then eventually you either forget completely, reply late, or accidentally send the same thing twice. And honestly, that's how a lot of businesses are operating right now. Not because people are lazy, but because everything is disconnected. So in today's business productivity series video, I'm going to show you how to automate your email workflow using N8N. So instead of manually checking spreadsheets and sending follow-ups and updating statuses and trying to remember everything yourself, this system handles it all for you automatically. Now, if you've ever felt like your inbox is chaotic, this is probably why. Because most people already have the information they need. It's just scattered everywhere. You've probably got customer emails in Gmail, some sitting in spreadsheets, and reminders in your calendars or in your head. And maybe some tasks listed in Notions. And follow-ups you meant to send 3 days ago. And eventually, you spend more time managing information than actually doing anything meaningful. You probably didn't start your business because you love copying information between spreadsheets all day. And somehow that becomes half the workload. So think of automation like this. Instead of you manually checking everything, you build a system that checks it for you. Instead of remembering who needs an email, the workflow checks automatically. And instead of manually sending follow-ups, the system handles that for you too. And once it's done, everything gets updated in your spreadsheets as well. Think of it like hiring a super organized digital assistant that never forgets to follow up. Now, this gets really practical once you start applying it to real life situations, because I'm sure you've had those moments where somebody fills in a contact form and you tell yourself, I'll reply later. Then later becomes tomorrow and then next week. And eventually the lead goes cold. With automation, the follow-up email gets sent instantly. Or maybe you've manually sent reminder emails before, just confirming tomorrow's meeting over and over and over again. Now imagine that happening automatically from a spreadsheet. Or maybe every time you get a new client, you manually send onboarding documents, payment details, welcome emails, booking links every single time. Automation turns it all into a process instead of a repeated task. So maybe someone on your team needs to know when a lead comes in or when a task gets completed. Instead of manually messaging people, the system notifies them automatically. Most people already have the information somewhere. It's just sitting across inboxes, spreadsheets, tabs, and disconnected systems, with nobody linking it together properly yet. So let's actually look at the workflow. Now, initially, this might look complicated, but honestly, every node only does one simple thing. That's it. Think of it like building blocks. One step triggers the next step. So the first node is the Google Sheet trigger, and this is basically the starting point of the workflow. What it does is monitor the spreadsheet for any new information. So when a new row gets added, the workflow activates automatically. So imagine you add a new customer name or new email address or reminder date and status into the spreadsheet. Instead of manually doing the steps, the automation takes over from there. Now let's move on to the second node, which is really important because obviously you don't want the workflow emailing everyone randomly. So this filter checks the status column, and specifically it looks for waiting for sending. If the status matches, the workflow continues. If not, it stops right there. And honestly, this is where automation can either become helpful or become complete chaos. Because if your filters are bad, people get duplicated emails, wrong emails, or emails at the wrong time, which is not exactly ideal. Now, this is where scheduling happens. This node checks whether today's date matches the date inside the spreadsheet, which means you can schedule reminders, follow-ups, outreach emails, customer check-ins ahead of time. So instead of waking up thinking, who was I supposed to follow up with today? The system already knows. One important thing to take note of is the date format needs to be year, month, and day. Otherwise, the workflow won't read it properly. And yes, tiny formatting issues can make or break your automation. And that is unfortunately very real. Now, this node is basically preparation. Think of it like organizing the information before the next step happens. We're structuring the data, preparing the fields, and cleaning everything up slightly. Now, this node combines information together. So if data is coming from different places, this merges everything into one usable flow. Again, small step, but important, because automation is really just moving information between systems properly. Now, this is the actual action step. This is where the email gets sent out automatically. The workflow pulls the recipient's email, the subject line, the message content directly from the spreadsheet. So instead of manually copying, pasting, typing, checking, and sending every single time, the workflow handles it consistently. Because apparently, manually copying information between 5 tabs is considered a workflow in some companies. Now, once the email gets sent, the workflow updates the spreadsheets automatically. So maybe the status changes to sent, the date updates, or notes get added. And this is what keeps everything organized long term. The important thing here isn't just cool automation. It's reducing mental overload, because constantly remembering follow-ups, reminders, admin tasks, and repetitive processes drains attention. And honestly, most people are already overwhelmed enough. So to make this easier, I'm giving this N8N workflow template away for free. So in the description below this video, you'll find the template ready to download and implement. All you need is to connect your accounts and link your spreadsheet. Adjust your email fields, and you can start using it yourself today. If this video helped make automation feel a little less overwhelming, make sure you subscribe for more videos in my business productivity series, and let me know in the comments, what is one repetitive task you'd actually love to automate next?